Why e-commerce by Ben Drage. Benefits of e-commerce. Global marketplace. This allows a larger customer base. This also brings in more sales of the product. But how does this help Dangerous Daves? This is not really important to Dangerous Daves, as they don't need to go global, as it's only a small local business, and therefore people are not going to travel the world to come there. 24/7 trading. This means the company will be open for business all the time, and this means there'll be a higher customer income. As when one side of the planet sleeps, the other wakes up, meaning there is always a demand for the product. However, this is not an important thing either for Dangerous Dave, as he will not be selling worldwide. So people who are awake when we are asleep are not going to be looking at Dangerous Daves. Low startup and running cost of an e-commerce system. It's cheaper, which makes it better, and also there's less investment risk than starting up a shop. Maintaining a shop requires a greater amount of effort, time and money compared with a website, where it can take you anything from 20 to 35 minutes to create, which is a lot quicker. This is better for Dave, as he probably cannot afford a shop, let alone need one, so the website is an easier and cheaper solution to this. Search facilities. This allows the user to find what it is they want. Search facilities allow you to find what it is you want within seconds of getting on the site, instead of walking around a store for 15 minutes and trying to find it yourself. This is time consuming and tedious. This, however, is not an important thing for Dangerous Daves, as there will not be a huge amount of activities for sale on the site. Therefore, the list will be short enough to look through, and therefore there is no need for a search option. Fluid pricing. Repricing stock is a very time-consuming activity in a shop. In larger shops, it can take up to the best part of a day with multiple employees having to do it manually. On a website, it's a very easy task, as all you have to do is type the new prices in, and that's that. And there's also a much lower margin of error when doing it on a website. Weaknesses of e-commerce. Customer trust. People are always cautious when giving their data out online because they don't know whether the website is trustworthy or not. If the website does not look professional, then it's worse, because customers are less likely to trust it. This could be a problem for Dave, as if he is making the website himself, then it may not look hugely professional. This can worry people when they are going to be buying off the website, as they may not feel secure putting their information into a website that doesn't look professional. Lack of human contact. This can make people uneasy, in particular the older generation. They feel uneasy as they cannot ask questions if they need to. This could affect Dangerous Dave's company, as with a company that is selling events that could cause a health and safety problem. People may physically want to talk to someone about the precautions that have been taken to prevent such a thing from happening. Product description problems. Points may be missed out online, for instance, activity types, prices of activities, maybe the age range might not be put on the website because it might be looked over when creating it. And vague descriptions are also a problem. This could be a negative thing for Dangerous Daves, as he might sell his product as well as he can when speaking to someone, as he cannot put the excitement he has for the product into text form, so it would just sound normal on the website. It wouldn't sound so enthusiastic as it does when he speaks about it. Security issues. There is the possibility of financial information being leaked off an e-commerce website. Security issues are a huge problem online, as things can be hacked easier. Dave therefore has to take extra precautions to get a good security software to stop people from accessing other people's bank details. The technology itself. Browsers, short for web browser. A software application used to locate, retrieve and also display content on the World Wide Web, including web pages, images, video and other files. As a client-server model, the browser is the client run on a computer that contacts the web server and requests information. The web server sends the information back to the web browser, which displays the results on the computer or other internet-enabled device that supports a browser. Dangerous Dave has to take this into account when creating his website, as it needs to be compatible with as many browsers as possible. Web authoring tools. Web authoring tools such as Dreamweaver allows you to code an HTML website using code and a more basic design view to create the website graphics and aesthetics. There are also websites that allow you to create a website. This way you only have to design the graphics. These online versions are software such as Wix and Weebly. Dangerous Dave could take this into account because it would make his life a lot easier not having to learn the code, but if he does choose the code option, he has to make sure that the code is also compatible with all the different types of software and browser. Database system. A database system can be many different things, from logon information to product cataloguing. Most companies will outsource the maintenance of their website, but a database is different, as if sudden changes need to be made, they can do it there and then, and don't have to go through the whole process of ringing them up and telling them what needs to change on the database. For example, Amazon use a database with usernames and passwords. As you access the website with both pieces of information, they have to be identical to what is on the database, or you are denied access. IP addresses. For the raw data to get to the correct location, each computer must be assigned an IP, or Internet Protocol address. This consists of 4 sets of numbers between 0 and 225, such as 145.2.78.255. The computers follow these programs, allowing them to communicate smoothly. Straying from these causes faults and failures. Domain names. Domain names are used to identify one or more IP addresses. For example, the domain name Microsoft.com represents about a dozen IP addresses. Domain names are used in URLs to identify particular web pages. For example, in the URL http://www.pcwebpedia.com/index.html, the domain name is pcwebipedia.com. Every domain name has a suffix that indicates which top-level domain, TLD, it belongs to. There are only a limited number of such domains. Your domain name is the web address, e.g. www.ebay.co.uk. People buy multiple domain names so that if it is spelt incorrectly or something like that, then they have their own, and then they own the other addresses as well, which can redirect you to their site. Promotion. How to promote your website. Search engines. Search engines display their results based on many things, such as reinvents and compatibility. However, some providers will put certain websites up higher in the results because they've paid to have it done. This can be very beneficial, especially with search engines that are more widely used, like Google. A reason why this might not be helpful is because the tags still have to be relevant to the search before you get the results. Forums and discussion boards are online websites where people will talk about specific topics by posting messages and getting replies, similar to a group on Facebook with a set topic. Newsgroups are like a forum or a discussion board, but slightly more structured. They will often have one topic and don't tend to go off on a tangent to something else, and will often need a specific software to use it. The fact that newsgroups often need software is a massive disadvantage compared to forums, where you only have to log on to a website. An advantage is that this way it is more remote and you are less likely to get people post an unhelpful information and wasting your time, unlike the forum where people go there to just troll. The main disadvantage of pop-ups is that they are associated with viruses, and people are hesitant to click on them. There are many pop-up blockers out there, so you may not even receive them on your computer, opposed to banners which are always in sight. Despite this, an advantage to pop-ups are that you do notice them. You can't help it, even though banners may be in sight the whole time, you may never pay attention to them. Features that make an effective user interface. Features that make for an effective user interface are a search bar to navigate the website efficiently. Hyperlinks. This allows you to a smoother transfer from the different kinds of information you need. Recommendations. This allows you to see what the site thinks you would be interested in. The advantage of having an effective user interface is that your clients or users are able to navigate the site with a great ease, which will stop them getting frustrated and possibly bring them back. Not having an effective user interface could stop people using your site and you could lose customers. Customer loyalty. There are many different ways you can create a customer loyalty scheme, such as a reward system like Game has, for instance. Buy things from Game, they will give you a certain amount of points, and you can in turn use these points to get money off other items you may purchase in the future. Creating customer loyalty ensures a more secure client base. Without customer loyalty, your customer has less reason to return to you as a provider. Site names. Having a memorable site name makes it easier for people to get to your site and in turn get back to your site. www.game.com is the URL for Game. This is an easy site name to remember because it's straight to the point and you instantly know what it's going to be about. Having a difficult or long site name increases the possibility of the user typing it wrong and getting redirected to another site. Digital marketing. Direct marketing. Direct marketing is targeting specific groups of people who are most likely to buy the product. This way, they are most likely to get sales and interest in their product. However, this does shrink the target market as you are only aiming at one specific person. Security on an e-commerce website. Hacking prevention. There are many different ways of which hacking can be prevented. One of the main ways that you can do this is just to keep your operating system up to date. You can do this by searching Microsoft Update into your Start menu search bar and then installing the updates. Having a good password is also an excellent way of preventing hacking. Try verifying it with numbers and a capital letter. Don't just pick something such as an easy as date of birth and your name, e.g. Roberts98. Firewalls. Firewalls are basically a filter for the incoming data to your computer, only allowing access to the data that's authorized. Another way you can prevent hacking, probably the most obvious one, is to get an antivirus software. There are many different antivirus softwares out there, such as AVG or Bulldog. They're not the same depending on what you use your computer for, on what antivirus you should use. ID theft. ID theft is a major issue online, with loads of websites trying to steal your identity. On many websites there are many different risks, some greater than others. Buying things online, make sure that your web page is secure before ever purchasing. Check the bottom of your browser and look for a locked graphic, or look for HTTPS in the address bar. This means you are on a secure web page and your data is encrypted. Without a secure connection, hackers can eavesdrop on your transaction and grab your private data. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.